Hey guys, your friend Matt here from the Spook podcast. I know what you're thinking. Matt, what the heck are you doing? We've never had an intro like this before, but let me explain. I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you for everyone's patience. I know this episode is going up a bit late, so I apologize for that. I have been so sick. We recorded this on Friday. We record on Fridays. And I usually edit on Saturday and put the episode out Saturday. But Saturday came around, I felt even worse than Friday, and it just steadily got worse and worse. So I did some editing. I just really was not up to the task. Not that this series really needs that many edits. I'm afraid we're just that great. Quality is astounding when it comes to this little show. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for your patience. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Thanks for everyone who has liked us on Facebook. That really does mean a lot. It shows your support in a really easy, simple way. And I know we were really excited to put this one out and the next one. But so yeah, just want to say a quick thanks. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get down to it. Play the episode! Hello and welcome to the third episode of the Spook It podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Caitlin.
And it's Thanksgiving. Was Thanksgiving. This is the Thanksgiving weekend. So this episode may come out a little later. We're, busy hanging out with family and taking it easy. Also, we're both a little sick, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't hear too much sniffling and odd coughing or anything through this episode, but that's just the way of the season, I think.
Tis the season. To be disgusting.
But that's always kind of how Florida is. We've had cold weather, then hot weather.
Yeah.
Cold, hot.
It was like 40 something this morning, and then it's going to get up to 80 today. Like, it's ridiculous.
And then it's been raining. So
yeah.
Most people down here, I think, are getting sick.
Yeah.
Because we can't bother with good medicine.
No.
Forget it.
No.
We'll just live through it. So other than Thanksgiving, well, how was Thanksgiving? It was nice.
Good. Actually, it was very, very good.
We hung out with some family, your family, my family. Oh, it's weird. I don't think Caitlin and I are married. I don't know if we've ever actually said that.
I don't know.
We live together. So, there. Yeah. Now you know a little bit about us.
But it's okay because we're married.
Yeah. We're not just people that hang out. So other than Thanksgiving and all the festivities, what's going on this week? We do anything this week? Cool. I know I have something I want to say, but You watch anything? Do anything?
This week, what did I watch? Well, we watched Thanksgiving the other night.
The perfect Thanksgiving movie.
That is a fantastic movie.
So if you're ever at home wondering, hey, there's horror movies about every holiday except Thanksgiving.
That's a lie.
Check out Thanksgiving.
But do not check out Thanksgiving 3. That is terrible.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. It's about a turkey.
Yes.
That comes back.
Shaman put a curse on a turkey. So he comes back to kill all white people.
Basically, yeah.
That disgrace whatever.
Native American.
Yeah,
it's really odd.
He explains it in a couple sentences, but yes, it is a talking killer turkey, and it is a magical movie.
It's fun. It's actually a really fun movie.
They know it's terrible. But it is. I mean, it is just great. There are moments in there that are just.
Don't go in thinking it's. Oh, and there's boobs in the first second of the movie.
The opening scene is a nipple. Yes.
It's like a pilgrim lady running around,
nipple.
But only with the hat on.
Yes, and the turkey has some great one-liners, but it's a fantastic holiday movie. It really, really is. So check that out if you If you are so inclined to feel the festivities of the holidays.
Yeah.
Other than that,
We rewatched
I don't.
Lady in Black, and that was okay. I know the second one's coming out. I kind of like that one.
That's not bad. That's a fun, just at home popcorn kind of movie.
I'm just trying to think.
I don't know. I've been binging. I watched Sleepaway Camp finly.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, and
she's a boy.
And she was a killer the whole time. Yeah.
Is that good? I know
it is campy. It's very fun. The ending is just. I mean, it's.
We gave it away.
Yeah,
Spoilers of it.
Spoiler alert! It's like almost 30 years old, but it's very campy. It's fun though. You can see where they're challenging Friday the 13th.
Oh, really?
I mean, for a movie that just goes down in movie history as having a bizarre twist at the end, like it's very campy. The actors are out of the realm and stuff, but it's fun. I kept watching the entire time. I knew what was going to happen at the end, but it's a little crazy.
So you've been having fun watching old movies.
Yeah.
One movie I'm excited for, and if you have not seen the trailer for it, Jurassic World.
I think everyone's excited.
If you have not, I'll
shame on you.
Just knock the table. Hopefully, I'll be able to put up like the clip or the trailer maybe on Twitter or Facebook. I am so excited.
I know. I think
it doesn't come out till June or something.
June 12th.
Ugh.
I know.
But I'm really excited for it. I know I think I've mentioned Jurassic Park on each episode. Okay. All right. But it looks awesome. I'm so excited.
Unreal.
Just to kind of look back, I don't know. I have this weird nostalgia with Jurassic Park.
Yeah. I think we had mentioned that a lot, like I said, a lot of kids grew up with Harry Potter because he was the same age and he grew up with them throughout the years and stuff. But Jurassic Park is my nostalgia from when I was a kid. Like, oh man, it's just, it was magical.
I'm excited. So we're gonna have to watch
and it had science in it. You learn things.
Yeah, pseudoscience. Yeah. I don't know if any of that's actually.
I don't know, but it was just one of those things. Like as a kid, it's like,
oh, it could happen. Oh God.
You could have a
mosquito in a maple syrup. It's real. Well, onto your butts, everybody.
Fantastic. So if you haven't seen that, you need to go check that out.
Yeah, check out the first. I think it came out in '93, the first Jurassic Park.
It was something like that.
And it looks awesome.
It still holds up today.
As far as I know, it's all practical. There might be some bits of CGI. I'm sure there's some
CGI when they're like running through. I think when they're doing like the herd thing.
Oh yeah.
But it still holds up today, big time.
Second one's okay if you like gymnastics.
That needs to go the way of like H2 and stuff.
And then the third one, I honestly cannot remember a whole lot. I know they dig through a pile of poop to get a phone.
Yeah,
there's pterodactyls in a giant bird cage.
Yeah, they just kind of go through the remains of Jurassic Park, everything that's been left there, basically. They go to like save some like a kid's house there, and they hire
people are like parachuting.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this is not the Jurassic Park cast.
But it doesn't matter. It's really amazing.
Jurassic World. Check out the trailer. We're gonna go see it.
Go see that.
And maybe you guys can come with us and see it.
Jump on the.
I don't know you.
Jump on the car. Whatever they say.
So what's next? Well, we don't have any news. We just want you guys to kind of hang out. No spooky news. Again, I just couldn't be bothered. You can probably hear it now. My throat is like. Ugh. But anyway, so what was this? This episode is stories from our childhood.
Children's stories, yeah.
And this will be kind of short. We've got a main story, smaller story, but the big one is what I am very excited for. Again, I think we mentioned it every episode, Tailypo. Some of you might notice something else. Apparently it's gone by Tailybones or Tailybone, which I've never heard. But it's, I guess, a fairly well-known American folklore Appalachian sort of. It was written, or not written, but the main story, or the one I know, was written by Joanna and Paul Galdone. I'm looking at the cover art, and that's the one I remember seeing.
Yes, I remember that one too.
So I know it's an old story, but I think this is the version which made it popular. The Tailypo, A Ghost Story by the two folks I mentioned before. 1997. I remember being in the library.
Me too.
In elementary school, you had a period every
probably a month or so, maybe every week, where you would just go to the library.
Yeah.
And we would sit down and they'd pick a story
And
and
they would read a book. Yep.
I assume this was around probably October because it is like a scary. I remember it being terrifying. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I remember it being so scary.
I remember being the only one affected by this book. Like, sitting in the library and the teacher reading it, finishing it, and like all the kids getting up and like running away and just like, ah, and then me sitting there like,
well, I remember
like so scared.
I remember they read it and then I got it from the library because I used to get, books every.
Yeah.
I read a lot as a kid. I didn't have a whole lot of. I remember getting this and reading it at home and just being like scared the entire time. But you had to finish it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get it, but I had nightmares for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it was one of those things. The way that this book reads out, I mean, I couldn't look towards the end of my bed for months.
Oh, that's right.
Like, I just couldn't do it. And, it was one of those things like, well, if I uncover my eyes, there's going to be red glowing eyes, which I don't know if he has red glowing eyes, but I distinctly remember as a kid, like, I'm sure I personified him, like, way scarier than what. So I'm interested to read this again.
Yeah. And I'll probably put up in the show notes or something, if I can find some of the illustrations in the book. Because I think they do show him like peeking up over the bed. He looks a bit like Totoro, I think. Like top up.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like.
Well, I mean, he's not. I don't think it's supposed to be that scary, but it terrified me when I was a kid.
So I don't know. Maybe we're the only ones. I'm trying to think. Because this got me thinking. Did you take Dare when you were? Oh, did you have to take Dare?
I think you had to.
Doug, or Drug.
Doug
Abuse Resistance Education.
Oh God, poor Doug.
Doug.
I remember that class.
I know. I was thinking they had a story in that too about drugs. As a kid, I was scared of many things. I was just a terrified child. But they showed a video of like this dragon, like in the bathroom for whatever reason, to tell you like don't do heroin. It's dragons in the bathroom.
I remember there being a drug spokesman that was a dragon, though, wasn't he?
I have no idea.
Or is that the Publix food drive?
I think I think Publix is a dragon.
Never mind.
But then I was afraid of going to the bathroom because I thought there would be like a drug dragon in there.
There's gonna be drugs in the bathroom.
There's gonna be drugs in the bathroom. Those Dare things, they had like that alien. Yeah, those two people that dressed up as like a bee or something.
Those were
Dare
scary.
was terrifying. Dare, I did not ever want to do drugs.
And I don't feel like I don't think they showed us a lot of those.
We just watched a lot of videos.
Yeah, there were a ton of videos. I remember watching, it was in the Dare class, but it was like street safety. And I remember they showed us a video of this kid riding against, and you need to ride against the traffic with your bike. So you're facing the traffic,
true?
Yes. In case, so that you can see them.
Yeah.
Well, and then it showed but Ricky didn't listen, and he's riding with the traffic behind him. And a car hits this kid. He goes flying in the air.
Do they make a silly woo?
No. And then it just shows him on the ground with the fake blood coming out of his mouth.
Jeez.
And it happened that quick. And just it was one of those things where no one in the class was paying attention until that happened. And then it was hold up. What just happened? It was craziness. They successfully scared the shit out of everyone.
I didn't. Well, anyway.
Bathroom drugs.
Hey. I'm still scared. I'm still sometimes scared of the bathroom. Alright, well here we go. Tailypo, a ghost story. I'm gonna try and, I don't know, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this Tailypo voice. I always thought he was just ghosty. How do you think the Tailypo?
I tried not to think about it. I don't think people understand how bad this scared me.
Alright, well, here we go. And as far as I know, this is the same version as the books. This is a tale about an old man who lives in a one-room cabin in the deep, big woods. One day, he goes off hunting with his 3 dogs, Uno, Ino, and Oh no, I forgot that dog's name was so long.
Kumtico Calico?
I think it was Kumtico Calico.
How do you have 2 dogs like that? And it's and then your third one is those are too easy.
Let's make a children's book with a... I wonder if that means something. If that actually means if that's a phrase.
I don't know.
This is Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kumtiko Calico. That's a good name for a dog.
Mm-hmm.
After many hours out hunting, the wind begins blowing hard. The old man knows it will get dark soon, so he heads for home with just one skinny rabbit.
Why is that in quotation?
I think they were, because in the deep big woods I think that's just what he would call it. Like the guy,
Like
it's just one skinny rabbit is what he would call it. I
guess
think.
So.
Anyway, the old man cooks up the rabbit and eats it. Then he sits back in his rocker and looks at the moon rising in the sky as the wind whistles round his cabin. Just as he's dozing off, a most curious creature crept through a crack between the logs in the wall. The creature has a big, long, furry tail. Ugh. I remember in the I think it's in the book, you see it, like this little black thing coming up through like the logs in the wall.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now what do you suppose the old man does? Cower in his chair? Nope. Jump into his bed and pull the covers up over his head? Nope. Bolt out of his cabin and run off into the darkness? No way. Why, as soon as he spies that varmint in his house, he grabs his hatchet and hacks off its tail. Yep, that varmint creeps back through that crack in the wall and takes off. Then the old coot cooks up the critter's furry tail and eats it. Yes sirree. That's what he does because he's still hungry. Which is what you would do.
Yeah, of course.
If you, I mean, those Girl Scouts are getting really pestery, so you just...
Being of redneck origins.
That's true, you are.
That is exactly what we would do.
anything you cut off of anything, you just immediately cook it.
Yeah, you gotta...
Because you never know.
It's resources.
Once his belly is full, the old man goes to bed. He isn't asleep for long when he hears a scratching sound. I don't know if you can hear that scratching sound on the table. The old man calls out, "Who's that?" A voice answers, "Tailypo, Tailypo. All I want is my Tailypo." The scratching continues. The frightened old man calls his dogs, and they chase that thing off into the woods. Then the old man goes back to bed. In the middle of the night, he's awakened by the sound of something trying to get into his cabin, something that keeps making that scratching sound. He hears the voice saying, "Tailypo, Tailypo, I'm coming to get my Tailypo." The old man calls for his dogs again. They chase the wild thing into the swamp. Once everything is quiet, the man returns to bed. Before morning arrives, the old man's awakened by something down in the swamp. He thinks it's the wind, but when he listens closely, he hears a voice crying, "You know, and I know, all I want is my Tailypo." The old man summons his dogs, but they're nowhere to be found. He shuts and bars his door and goes back to bed. Now I remember that part. I really did like that part in the story.
Yes.
Because you don't know what happens to the dogs.
Well, and the thing with like all these contrary to popular belief, rednecks do love their dogs.
I think everyone knows rednecks like their dogs.
But they always like personify these like backwards people that dogs are literally just a working force. Like there's nothing behind it.
I never thought that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like I remember because I think in the story the dogs run off into in the pictures they run off into the swamp, but then they don't come back.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think something like that.
I think I actually read a handful of these. I wanted to try the one with the book that was like the book.
The original.
There's another one where he hears like the dogs like yelping.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
swamp, but I don't want to do that. Too sad. Then, just before daylight, the old man gets a strange feeling that there's something in the cabin with him. That something starts climbing up the bed covers. Ugh. First, the man sees two pointed ears poking up over the foot of his bed. Then he sees two big, round, fiery eyes. That varmint has returned to get his Tailypo. The man tells the creature he hasn't got it, but the creature insists he does. It jumps on top of the man and scratches everything to pieces. Well, almost everything. The chimney of the old man's house is the one thing left standing in the deep, big woods. That's all. But the folks who live in the valley say that when the moon shines and the wind blows, you can hear a voice say, "Tailypo, Tailypo, now I've got my Tailypo."
Ugh. Yeah, those pictures for that last that last paragraph were terrible. I remember this differently. Like I remember it being that he was out in the woods first hunting.
Oh, really?
And it was wrapped around a tree. and he saw it, and he just got the tail.
Huh.
So he takes the tail back, eats it, whatever, that kind. But not much is different. But that end paragraph is what got me in the picture.
Yeah, because
it shows like one picture is just the tips.
Yeah, you see it just slowly poke up.
It's the eyes, and I knew it was fiery eyes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So what's your thought on Tailypo? Is it still?
It's still creepy, creepy to me. Like,
is it something you would like probably maybe say to a kid today?
Yeah, I would read it today. I think it's just creepy enough. It's a lot of like the visual and stuff to me.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know what kids find scary now.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, this was really scary for me when I was a kid, but I don't know what their vision of scary is now with like what they see in video games and like.
But at the same time, I think we spent a lot more time outside as kids. So when you hear a story about the cabin and in the woods and all that, it's a bit more like, oh my god, the Tailypo could be out here.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if kids still have that fear of boogeyman stuff in their bedrooms, you know? Like, I mean, it seems like they do still in movies, they personify and things like that, but I don't know if they actually are scared that if they remove the bed covers, they're going to see two fiery red eyes at the end of their bed, or if they're just like, that's ridiculous, I'm on my iPhone all night.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, like...
You know, you mentioned boogeyman. I have another thing that scared me as a child. We had, and if my brother Andrew is listening, he might remember this. We used to have a giant eggplant guy. So a picture like an eggplant.
That's terrifying.
But he was probably, I imagine he was smaller than I think, but as a child, he was probably like I'm holding my arms up to show height, and that's not really helpful to you guys. Probably 2 to 3 feet
about like
tall.
2 or 3 feet tall, yeah.
But he had arms, he had legs, and he had a huge like grin.
Oh my god.
Like he was all like squishy, but it was one of those like plastic like faces on it.
Heck?
But I remember him only being in the closet.
Why?
Because I didn't want to see him, but at the same time I was like, I'm not opening this closet. That thing is in there. Ugh. It was terrifying. And then that's when I remember watching that. Let me know if you guys ever had like some scary thing you had.
Yeah,
if your parents ever bought you something that terrified you.
Or just anything that you like see now and you're like, I was afraid of
afraid.
Oh, like that is ridiculous. But just let us know because it's very interesting to talk about.
But this was right around the same time when I watched that. What was that show? Not The Fact or Faked. It was that show where
Beyond Belief.
Beyond Belief.
Fact or
the
Fiction.
One where the kid disappears in the closet.
Oh yes, you said. Oh yeah, and there was like a secret door or something.
So
we watched that.
There used to be the show called
Fact or Fake.
Beyond
Belief.
Beyond Belief. And the guy would show you like 3 different stories. They were all acted out by actors.
He was like that Jeopardy knockoff.
And then at the end they would tell you which ones were real, which ones were not.
Yeah.
And there was one where these kids are making fun of their brother.
Yes.
One of them goes into the closet because he thinks the kid thinks there's like a monster in there.
Yeah.
And of course during the show you see it like the closet
door,
open when he's sleeping. So one of the brothers or someone goes inside. He's like yelling, "Oh my gosh!" Ah. And then they open the door and he's gone. Yeah. Like the mom comes in and he's gone. It's just like his clothes there.
Yeah, it was the jerk brother. So the little brother that's actually afraid of the closet was like, "Oh my god!
I told you." So that was absolutely. Was that one real? Did they say that one?
It was because there was actually a trap door.
He hid. That's right. But as a kid, you don't care
make it sound like. They make it sound like he actually disappeared in his closet, and then you come to find out it's like, oh, there's a little tiny trap door that goes into the wall.
But as a kid, all you hear is him saying, "This story was true."
Yeah.
I'm like, ah.
Did you get locked in the closet with this story?
Yeah, that's right. You'd be correct.
Then you're correct.
Oh, that's right.
This story took place, yeah.
I'm just like thinking back on that.
Yeah. Anything with UFOs scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Really? You weren't a fan of UFOs?
No, because I was too afraid to be outside by myself. Like, dusky, nightimey, because that's everything I saw, like on Unsolved Mysteries and stuff. They're all by themselves. And so it was one of those things, like, if I'm out here, what if something just comes above me and...
Did I ever tell you I thought I saw an alien once? It was actually just a giant balloon tied to a mailbox. Growing up, I told you, I was very scared of everything.
Nervous.
It was dark. Yeah, I was just I was like a chihuahua, but as a kid, Yeah, I remember looking. It was nighttime. I look over at like the neighbors across the street, and they had like a thick mailbox.
Yeah.
But with a big balloon. I guess they had a party I wasn't invited to. But I remember looking at it and be like, an alien. And then I kept like looking over. I was like, oh no, it's a balloon. But I kept, he kept double taking at it. I could go on forever about things that scared me as a kid.
There is soap sponges. There is residue on dishes. There is.
One time I saw a bird. Oh my gosh. Well, so there you go. Now you know.
That's great.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
So the next one is a story by a fellow named Edward Gorey. Now I don't know how many people would know the name, but I'm sure this story is
you've seen
something
pictures
you've heard.
of it, I'm sure.
Edward Gorey was an illustrator and a writer. He was born in 1925, died 2000, April 15, 2000. And he sort of pioneered this very dark,
yes,
sketched work. Sort of. He was the illustrator and writer of a lot of these stories. And they're just really odd. From what I've seen, they're all like children stories.
Yes, most of them are children's stories.
But they're really dark.
And then some of them he just like writing inane stories. So there's one. It is the interesting sofa or something like that.
I saw, yeah.
And it's a pornographic novel. Mm-hmm. So it is literally just every time you turn the page, this woman is having sex with someone else or a group or.
Is it drawn the same way as this?
Yes, and that's what he's known for really, really well is the way that he draws this, which is almost exactly like in more detailed books, like the Doubtful Guest.
Oh.
Yeah, see, there's the Curious Sofa and Doubtful Guest. The Doubtful Guest looks exactly like that video game that we watched.
There's a new video game out, fairly new, where he plays a kid walking around his house.
Nightmare.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Nightmare because if you get in trouble, you just wake up and start over again.
That's true. I don't remember.
Yeah, but his style of drawing is very, very well known because it's very like sketchy, penciled, and everything's just very dark and sad and depressing looking.
Well, we're reading the Ghastly Crumb Tinnies.
Yes.
Or I guess it's called Or After the Outing, which is pretty much the alphabet.
Yeah.
But
it's an ABC story.
Yeah, each letter is a kid dying.
Is their name, yeah.
And I didn't realize I kind of read into it. It's described as a sarcastic rebellion against a view of childhood that is sunny, idyllic, and instructive.
And that's kind of what he's known for.
Yeah,
it's everything being kind of like a poke and a jab at these awesome things that are going on in life.
So in reading through that, the kids do die in just sort of silly, mundane ways,
A lot of different ways.
Just kind of. So it's interesting, and again, this is it's said that these scenarios poke fun at the paranoias that come with being a parent.
Yeah, and especially back in that day, because this is 1963. Some of the things that were going around in there, like you can see them in here. Which this is a
real book we have.
Yeah,
it's just funny. I think
very
it's really
good.
Funny.
It is creepy though, but this is how all of his little stories and books are.
So here we go.
We have A is for Amy, who fell down the stairs. B is for Basil, assaulted by bears. C is for Clara, who wasted away. And see, that's the thing, is like she looks like a skeleton, like in this little bed. So in like your pictures and stuff, they're, it's creepy, some of them. D is for Desmond, thrown out of a sleigh. E is for Ernest, who choked on a peach.
Have you ever choked on a peach?
I don't eat peaches.
Oh.
F is for Fanny, sucked dry by a leech. G is for George, smothered under a rug. H is for Hector, done in by a thug. He does that a lot, where like people in alleys and certain places,
really?
like, yeah. I is for Ida, who drowned in a lake. J is for James, who took lie by mistake. K is for Kate, who was struck with an axe right in the middle of her chest, all bloody. Yeah, you see that, and then
Yeah, if you have a chance, look up this, and then just look up the
pictures and stuff.
I'll try and put some up for you.
It's pretty crazy. L is for Leo, who swallowed some tacks. M is for Maud, who was swept out to sea. N is for Neville, who died of ennui.
And ennui is a feeling of, it's pretty much depression.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We had to actually look that up because
Yeah.
it's just a picture of a tiny kid in a window.
And that's it, like
And
just
really
the top
sad
of his
looking.
head.
So ennui is, I have it right here, a feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement.
Okay.
So pretty much boredom.
All right. O is for Olive, run through with an awl. P is for Prue, trampled flat in a brawl. And see, it has like some kid going into a bar. Like it
Sure,
says bar.
well, as you would.
That's funny. Q is for Quentin, who sank in a mire. R is for Rhoda, consumed by a fire. S is for Susan, who perished of fits. T is for Titus, who flew into bits. It has him opening a package like it's a bomb.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
I wonder if that was a thing that was I wonder if, like...
I know, like it's like the little
hidden
alarm
bombs.
clock bomb. U is for Una, who slipped down a drain. V is for Victor, squashed under a train. W is for Winnie, embedded in ice. Z is for Xerxes, devoured by mice. Y is for Yorick, whose head was knocked in. Z is for Zilla, who drank too much gin.
Wow.
And that is the end
That is the end of this book.
of that book. It is a great book, though, and the pictures, all of
really
his...
cool.
He illustrates most all of his books, and they are all just the way they're done is just that bit unsettling.
You know, and it's funny. Until you were kind of reading it now, I always thought this was just sort of like funny little kids dying. But it's true. Going through some of these are what parents
It
probably
would be
worry
in
about.
that time. Yeah.
Like, oh my, don't not like the addicts, but don't swim
But
out
see,
to sea. Oh
that's
my
the
gosh,
thing. Like in his books, you can see a train of thought going,
Mhm.
and then suddenly it's like, well, it just like takes another turn, and it gets either like really scary and creepy. But there are these things where it's like, okay, like don't worry about these things, and then it's like, let's put an axe in this girl's chest.
That's
like,
probably one of my favorite.
yeah,
I just like the
because
picture,
I mean,
too.
but it's one of those things. Just flipping through, they're not that bad, and then you get to that one, and she's like, it's all blood, and there's an axe in her chest in the middle of the woods. So it's just one of those things where it's very like you could see like the fits in his head happening like throughout the book, where it was like, nope, can't do that.
I like it. It's
I do too.
It's a fun little. Again, the book is literally just a little alphabet. It's cute. I remember there's a. And let me know if you know who this is. I'm sure it's been done 1,000 times. There's a band who does that in a song, but they do it a little different. Oh, I don't even know why I'm bringing that up. I forget how it goes.
I've never heard of them.
So yeah, I think that's about it. Those are our childhood stories. What else do we have? Oh, you know what we saw, which kind of goes along the lines of childhood stories, the Babadook. This will be more of a short movie review. Okay, there we are. And we're back. Sorry, dogs like to bark at things. So the Babadook. I did want to do a quick little review because it does kind of fit in with the book we just did. It's got a short kid's story that's really creepy. The movie itself
is
probably the most scared I've been in my own house.
Yes.
Neither of us really get scared from movies.
No.
There's something about this one though that really just puts you off.
She
I
just
don't know,
I think her name's Jennifer Kent. She does an unreal job directing, and this is
really,
her first time directing. She does a fantastic job just keeping you there, and it is a slow burn.
Yeah, nothing. It really doesn't pick up. You kind of feel the suspense. It does a really good job building up.
Yes. You got to stick with it. Trust it.
For those who don't know, Babadook is Australian.
It's Australian.
Single mom, little kid. They find this storybook.
Behavioral issues.
Yeah,
it's
the kid's kind of odd. They find
it's a struggle.
This book about the Babadook, and if it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't escape the Babadook.
Yeah.
And that kind of reminded me of the book we just read because the art is very
it looks like a cleaner look, a cleaner penciled version of this book.
So without giving too much, I don't know. I guess it should be out everywhere now.
It is out. want to, like, no spoilers.
Yeah,
on
I don't
this
want to
one.
spoil it.
And there's not a lot to spoil, to be honest. Like, you have to experience it yourself.
It's a fun movie.
It's one of my top 3 favorites.
You have to, like, if you don't like kids yelling.
Oh man.
But
that's the thing.
It's okay. It's alright.
She hits the emotions that you're supposed to be feeling for the mother and the son.
Yeah, I never thought about that. You really start to feel like the mom
by far.
when the kid is just going crazy, just like, oh.
But it's a switch of emotions where you're batting for one team and then you're batting for the other because she does a great job with it. She really, really does.
Yeah, the Babadook.
And we have
crazy.
That will be a super future episode because there is where you can order the book.
That's right.
It's thebabadook.com, and they have to get 2,000 pre-orders before they make the book, but it will be the exact pop-up book that they have in the movie.
So order some.
So go and order
Babadook.
it so I can get my book. And you have to pre-order it, but they don't charge your credit card until the...
How much was it, you know?
It was $80.
Good.
Well,
it's more like art.
It was $60 for the book and $20 for shipping, absolutely anywhere in the entire world.
Huh.
But it is the pop-up book. It is the way it looks on the outside.
It's more like the prop almost.
It's everything. It's going to have the movable pull tabs.
Oh, interesting.
It's going to have the red cloth outside. It's the book. So $80 for like a movie prop, basically.
Yeah.
And there's only going to be, it only will be the 2,000 that are ordered.
Well, so there you go. See, go watch the Babadook. It's very fun, I think.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's spooky. So I think that's about it. Next, I know in 2 weeks I want to do scary video game stories.
Okay.
Now you might be wondering, what are you talking about? There's really not that much, but there is. I've had my eye on a few spooky stories. I've been playing a lot of video games lately. Super Smash Brothers came out recently.
Super spooky.
That's not scary.
It's spooky how much you play it. Ooh. Shut up.
So yeah, that will be in 2 weeks. If you have anything in mind for a scary video game story, by all means let us know. Or if you have anything to add about the 2 books we just read,
any thoughts on any thoughts on the Babadook? If you've seen that, we would love to start having some fan mail. A little bit of it.
Yeah,
start talking about.
And that's an easy way to show your support.
Yes.
I want to say real quick, thank you everyone who has liked us on Facebook.
Yes.
I sent a message out. We went from 20 to 37, and then from there to like 59. I think is what it's at now. Nice. I don't have the numbers up now. That's really cool.
Yes.
And it's all people I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is
really I shared
awesome.
it a little bit on Facebook. My cousin Dustin helped tremendously. He shared it on some sites. But Dustin, you rock.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Yes. If you have anything you want us to plug you somehow, anything you do, we'd be happy to do.
Yeah.
That's about it. But again, if you want, you can always message us on Twitter, twitter.com/spookitpodcast. Of course, you can also email us at spookitpodcast@gmail.com. What else is there? Facebook.com/spookitpodcast. You see the theme going on here. Another quick way to show your support is on iTunes. We are on iTunes. If you want us to leave us a little message, we don't care, good or bad.
Rate us.
Yeah, I mean, you could say how nice we were. You could wish we were dead if you want. Actually, do that. Tell us you wish we were dead, and then give us 5 stars.
Yes.
But any little bits really help us out. We appreciate it, and it shows you guys care. If you do care. Wish we were dead. 2014. I think that's about it.
The tour.
I think that's about it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Yep. Watching with your ears.
Yes.
And listening with your face. Until next time, guys, read your heart out. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.